Hello, my name is Akimbo. Well, that's not my actual name, but whatever. I'm Akimbo, and today I'm going to be talking about art things that I habitually abhor, truthfully, every day. Or nasty words. And before we get started, I'd like to say that I don't mean any of these comments in a rude way. If you do these things and you like them, then just keep doing them. This is my opinion. You don't have to take my opinion for, seriousness. This is mostly a joke. But also, these are things that annoy me. Also, sorry if the audio quality is bad. I'm recording off of a $15 mic I got off of Amazon. So, also, I will be hopefully posting every Friday from now on. The first thing that annoys me is definitely using black in shadows. Why? If the rest of the background isn't black, I have shadows. So let's say your background is a sky. Then the shadow will be probably blue or something like that. I mean, with skin it'll be dark orange, but with other clothing I use blue. Just use saturated colors for shadows, please. And use multiply or overlay. Just do something interesting. Just don't use plain black. It's so boring. So sad. It makes your art look depressing. We don't want that. We're already depressed anyway.
Stop it. Get some help.
Next is closely related, but airbrushing shadows. I feel like it just really makes your art look muddy and just it looks unclean and kind of muddled. You want to have that confidence in both hard shadows and light shadows. I think that's the best method, is to do both types, both hard and soft, depending on the type of light. Next is blending everything together, literally everything, nothing is defined. I'm just saying, when you do that, it's giving lack of confidence, and we don't want that. I mean, you may not have confidence in your art, but you know what you gotta do? You have to fake it until you make it, and it'll make people believe that you have confidence in your art, and then eventually you will. So it's okay, it'll be okay in the end. Someone said, just keep everything pretty hard, have hard lines. I mean, that's just a stylization thing. If you want to blend everything together, just do it tastefully. Do it tastefully. Don't make everything a muddy mess. Next is using the Symmetry tool. I don't think it's all bad, but if you use it for the entire drawing, it just looks weird. I feel like it looks unnatural. And let me explain. Humans are asymmetrical. No human face is perfectly symmetrical. I'm sure one of my eyes is bigger than the other. So when you're drawing humans in basically anything, it's probably not perfectly symmetrical. It makes it look almost robotic, in my opinion. I mean, you can still use a Symmetry tool, but I feel like you should still have some asymmetric aspects to it. Maybe you do the Symmetry tool for most of the face, but you don't use it for the hair. Just don't do everything symmetrically. Next is oversaturating everything, just doing it distastefully. If everything is the rainbow, completely saturated, then nothing's gonna stand out. So the way I would fix that is, for me, I would just use saturation sparingly, Maybe make the base color neutral or just a slightly less saturated color, and then have little accents that are bright saturated colors. I feel like that would really add a good focal point instead of just making your eyes have a seizure whenever you look at your drawing. Next is bad anatomy. Now, I understand if you're a beginner artist and you're not very used to drawing and you might have some anatomy mistakes, but if everything else in your art is really good, the rendering is on point, and then I notice one little anatomy mistake, okay, fine. It doesn't have to be little. If it's glaringly obvious that there's an anatomy mistake in your art, that's the only thing I can focus on. So do me a favor and use references. I'm kind of a hypocrite because I almost never use references, but I probably should more because I have quite a few anatomy mistakes in my art. So yeah, references equals better anatomy. Get it together. Next is hiding hands or hiding eyeballs with hair. Now, as Sam Mazars would say, this is running from your responsibilities. Come on now. I think you can show a hand. You've got this. I'm sure you're brilliant at drawing hands. So show them hands. Show your hand skills to me. Sometimes people can't hide hands well, but most of the time it just looks awkward when you can't see a single hand. When there's no hands in sight, it just looks weird. I don't know. I see it a lot though, so you're not alone if you hide your hands. I do too. A lot. I'm a hypocrite. Once again. Okay, this is pretty like closely related to hiding hands, but when there's a pose that's really awkward, it just weirds me out. Even if the anatomy is correct, if your pose is like stiff or just super weird, I don't know. Fix it. Just kidding. It's not really helpful at all. I would say practice, drawing more dynamic poses. Do lots and lots of those like anatomy sketch things. I don't know, I do them in sketchbooks all the time. And I feel like that really helps with making more dynamic drawings. Last, but definitely not least, is lack of line confidence. Are you struggling with chicken scratching and really weird, hairy looking lines? This will just improve over time, I think. Like, the more confident you get in your art, the more confident your lines will be. Not you'll. Your lines will be. The more confident your lines will be, okay? Okay, I also feel like people can pull off a sketchy style. Like, there are really good artists that I see that have, like,
You better stop!
tons of lines. Like, tons of sketchy little lines. But you have to do it tastefully. You can't have, like, 50 lines going in different directions that all make up one line. I don't know. Also, okay, hang on, let me give you an example. If you were trying to draw that, like, big line across the head, and you use, like, 3,000 lines, I feel like it wouldn't look as good. So instead, try to simplify that into, like, maybe, like, 1 or 2 lines, just big, bold, confident lines. You can still add little lines for details and, like, cross-hatching. I find that really interesting. But I just don't like chicken scratching. I mean, that's... Ooh, it just... I don't know. I was guilty as well, though. I'm always guilty.
Ew, this is so cringe. Guilty.
I think I'm dying.